bad. Alright, sweet. Nice. I've literally just gone live, yeah. Just double checking the audio. I don't look like a tomato today, so that's a plus. I think it's a HDR problem. I think for certain games, Twitch can't handle HDR or something. Maybe it's just for Little Hope. Right, there we go. Alright, I'll double check that I've put your party audio in. Hang on a sec. Right, live streaming. More options. Oh, hang on, party audio on.
You heard, I reckon. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Hi Billy, hi Sonia, hope you're okay. Let me know if you can hear me.
Yeah, they've literally just asked that in the chat. How's the audio for the our voices in the game as well? Because I know sometimes the game can be a little bit overwhelming.
Also, in case you guys can hear me, I'm very sorry, but I will be eating dinner again on stream. It's been a busy day. I've only just been able to sit down and have dinner.
I'll tell you what, while we're sat here in the lobby, because I'm assuming that the audio's okay, let's quickly back out of that actually. I'm going to read you the premise for this game, lad. Just a little refresh, because it was quite a while ago that I put the post out. So here we go, the infectious madness of Dr. Dekker. You are a psychiatrist trying to solve a murder whilst treating the unusual patients of the recently deceased Dr. Dekker. Your words determine... God, I can't see what that says. Something fates and your own. A Lovecraftian murder mystery FMV, 6 suspects plus 5 side quest patients, there's a random murder and multiple endings. But this is actually so interesting. So if you play this on Steam, and I did actually see that it's got a really good write-up on Steam, is that you can like ask the people questions. Obviously we can't because I'm playing on Xbox, so there'll be automated ones, but yeah, you can ask the characters questions. I did not expect that.
Fair play, okay, that sounds intriguing enough. I'm hooked.
Yeah. The audio seems okay to me. Oh, good stuff.
Cool. Right, I hope you guys are ready to play the infectious madness of Double Dekker.
The infectious madness of Dr. Pepper. Yeah. What's the worst that can happen?
Exactly.
Right, let's jump in. New game.
The faculty thinks I've gone loopy, like some kind of spongy Mobius strip. That's why I'm here, isn't it, Dr. Dekker?
I can see people's dreams.
I've set up an experiment.
My dad is trying to hurt me.
Quantum suicide. Have you heard of it?
If I concentrate hard enough, and I know when the person's going to be asleep, I can have the dream with them.
Well,
what, you eating,
let's
lad?
call him God. He creates this world for his amusement, something he can play with and occasionally alter to suit his mood.
It feels like the paintings are watching me.
Sometimes, when I walk through a door, it takes me somewhere else. Literally, somewhere else.
God loves chaos, but something goes
That's
wrong.
how doors work, mate.
Man
You
and
don't
woman
know.
evolve. What was once chaotic becomes, well, more ordered.
It starts as a door-to-door saleswoman. Double glazing, probably.
Dr. Dekker, I think we both know what you dreamed about last night.
seen its silhouette changing through the window.
Because he thinks I'm evil. Because I can see things
They
other
got like
people
child
can't.
actors in this. That's
On
pretty
the
good.
basis that
Come
central
on.
component of our universe is
I think the child did it.
chaos,
She's guilty as sin.
science can only document a perception of the chaos at any one given moment in time.
I did what you said, Doctor. They arrested me.
Which means that at any given moment, we can choose to alter our perception of the world.
Stop showing your back to everyone.
No
Come on,
matter how
turn
much
round.
chaos that would cause.
I thought you were supposed to fix me.
I'm telling you, it's eating people. And you're just laughing.
You're insane, Doctor.
Look, what's your tongue?
Listen to me! You're not listening!
Jesus.
It's your only bloody job!
Go on, turn round. I mean, he was right. I wasn't listening. I didn't catch any of that, really. Oh.
Well, it just seems like they've all got
Late.
various things going
And
on.
after all those promises, never mind, let's
Doctor.
not keep the patient. You're late. And after all those promises, you're late.
Doctor,
and
you're
after all
late.
those and after all those promises, never mind.
Act 1.
Yeah. I'm doing good, Sonia. I'm tired though. It's been busy.
Doctor,
How are
you're
you?
late. And after all those promises, never mind. Let's not keep the patients waiting. And if you want
Yeah, I'm not
anything,
too
just...
bad either.
Oh,
Pretty busy day,
sorry,
work.
I forgot.
Did
I'm
some
not going to be here.
did some
The
driving
police
prep
still
today
have
because I got
some
me
questions
test
they
next
want to
Monday.
ask about,
Took this one
you
out
know.
for a little walk.
Then after that, I'm dropping in to see Ben.
And now ready to just
He's still
chill,
in shock,
do some
and
gaming.
I thought we'd show we cared. We do still care, don't we, Doctor? Good. Anyway, I hope you're all caught up on Dr. Dekker's tapes. I think Mariana is in first, but I'm sure they'll all become a blur by the end of the day. I'll see you later. Or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. I'll leave it to you then.
Dum dum. Right, okay. Nathan. So that's Nathan. Mariana.
He looks like Kai Havertz.
And we have to look back now and see. Where is he? Oh, he just walked off.
He walked up. Oh, he's Mo Salah then.
Mariana. Is she? Oh, look who it is, lad. Your fave.
I'm
Ellen.
finding her top again. It's like shapeshifter
Yeah.
detective, that you.
Ellen. I quite like the ink blot things that they've got on the wall as well. I'm just wondering if they're going to be relevant at some point. Claire. Oh my god, for a split second then, I thought that was the woman who played Fleabag. I can't remember the actress's name though. Phoebe something. Bryce. Okay, so we've got Bryce, Claire, Ellen, Mariana, Nathan. What's these little side bits over here? Annotation idea. Should follow this up. Definitely follow this up. I'll remove that or that when done.
Oh, that's cool. So it gives you a bit of an
Okay.
indication and stuff.
Yeah.
Look at Nathan, like, do you see me? I love this guy already.
Okay, right. How do I go back then? Okay, right. Oh, so there's the questions. I wonder if he's going to introduce himself. He just awkwardly sits looking at this guy like this. Oh dear. Let's have a look at the chat before we get going. Oh, what's up, Anthony? How's it going? Thank you for joining, lad. And yeah, honestly, fire away. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm doing automatic. I'm a complete, you know, noob of the whole like driving scene, to be honest. I mean, I've been doing it since, well, about January, like consistently. And I feel like I'm basically ready to test. But at the same time, Oh, you're gonna get comfy. Right, okay. I'm enjoying my Telltale adventure. Oh, what are you playing, Anthony? Sam and Max? Let's start this, shall we?
But yeah, Sonia, if you want to know about manual, hit me up, because I've been failing for years and currently learning.
Oh, right, okay. So I'm still getting my head around this. Okay. Tell me about Dekker.
Dr. Dekker was a complex man. I spent a lot of time with him, but he won't remember it that way.
Okay.
Dr. Dekker was a complex man. I spent a lot of time with him, but he won't remember it that way.
Wait. Oh, is that... Oh, that's pretty cool. So that shows you a history of what you've spoke about.
Oh, nice.
I'm guessing that's what the two little orange asterisks mean. Right, why was Dekker complex?
I saw the conflict that Dr. Dekker was going through. Let's just say you might look back on your life and think there's nothing you would have done differently. No 2 days were alike for him in the end. Like he couldn't decide what to do with himself.
But no, as far as the driving thing goes, there's actually more to it than I even realised. There's these things, like it's what I was doing today. There's these things called show me, tell me questions, which I had no idea about. But you've got to revise them and stuff.
A sweet shop.
And that's not even part of the theory either.
He didn't know what to do. I suppose if you take too long picking, all your options run away.
Right. Okay. Well, let's just go. Tell me about... What do you know about the murder? Who's been murdered then?
Dr. Dekker, isn't it?
Oh, is it Dr. Dekker?
I'm
Not a
Nathan
good start,
Peel.
is it?
I'm a supermarket worker from, well, hell, really.
Trying to channel like Sherlock Holmes energy, and I'm channeling Inspector Clouseau. Right, let's go. Why wouldn't Dekker remember?
As far as Dr. Dekker was concerned, we had Monday, then moved on to Tuesday. But me, I had Monday 5, 10, 50 times before I got to Tuesday. I watched that Bill Murray film, Groundhog Day, to see if there's any clues. To see if there's any clues. That's how bad it's gotten. I'm looking for a cure in a Hollywood movie. Can you help me, Doctor?
No. The end game. Yes, I will try to help. No, I can't help you. What's wrong with you? What do you know about the murder? Before I commit to helping, I'm
It's
going to
like
ask
those
what's wrong with
montages you get in movies. Time passes, you wake up, shave, if you feel like it, shower, get dressed. What's the point? You get this day over and over. Nothing changes. Am I in purgatory, Doctor?
It's called hygiene, Nathan. Okay. What do you know about the murder?
Dr. Dekker's murder was sudden, brutal. It's terrible. But Doctor, 2 weeks. 2 weeks I had of rolling days. No do-overs. No Monday, Monday, Monday. I wouldn't kill anyone though. I'd have to keep doing it.
The more I look at this guy, the more I
Few
do
things
see
seem to
Kai
make me
Havertz. It's so fucking true. Just Kai Havertz with extra hair.
Poor guy sat there like, I need help, and we're like, it's Kai Havertz!
Do we want to help this guy? Yes or no? Does he look like he's worth helping?
I think so. Every day's the same, he needs help, he's always offside, but we'll help him.
I don't know how, but thank you, Doctor. This is our first time around, and I trust you.
But Sonia got the killer right on both playthroughs, so bars high,
Yeah.
mate. We got you out.
We're on a winning streak though. Like we got the shape-shifting detective one. Why purgatory?
Because I'm stuck between this day and the next.
Oh,
most of the
achievement
time.
unlocked.
Anyway.
Intern, 10 responses revealed. Sick. Why does nothing change?
Sometimes it looks different. Sometimes the bird song will change, or the weather will be less bleak, or that person who nodded at you yesterday doesn't do it today.
Sometimes he
But
starts
it
me in
doesn't usually
midfield.
change.
Sometimes he starts me as a
You
number
need a
9.
tragic event for change, like a murder.
Right. Oh, what tragic event?
I didn't see the driver.
But that could already be a motive,
It
right?
was my fault. I pulled out, and the lorry just rammed me. Well, Hannah. She was sat next to me. I was in shock, obviously. And when I came to, she was so close to me. It was like she was trying to hug me. But it wasn't right. Not natural. Bits of metal pushing through her. That was 5 years ago.
Sorry, mate, what was you saying about a motive?
Oh, that like he needs a tragic event to break his Groundhog Day syndrome, so he might want to kill to kind of break the mundanity or whatever.
Oh, right.
Also, could I just say, imagine if he goes to see a psychiatrist, and then the psychiatrist is there eating gnocchi and like a chorizo in front of him. Like, go on, mate, just crack on.
It's just like the therapist out of Afterlife. It's just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
That's the worst one.
I was fine for quite a while after the accident. Well, being treated for depression. I thought I was cured. It was only recently after meeting Dr. Dekker that I had a strange deja vu. I'm exhausted. Doctor, is our time up?
Apparently not, Nathan. I've got 2 more questions. I
I've been
don't know
shrunk
why
for
I put
that
an accent
already.
on then.
If I had that day again, I wouldn't make the same mistake. Hannah would still be alive. We'd probably have a family by now. I haven't had any relationships since then.
Is this the last
My
question, for
fiancée,
Nathan?
my childhood sweetheart. We met at secondary school. She was head girl, I was the quiet one. She liked computer games, so I instantly fell for her. I proposed in Goldshire. She said she didn't date elves, so I leveled up to a human necromancer and asked again. Sorry, it's Warcraft? We spent a lot of time on there.
Yeah, I was about to say I didn't have a bloody clue what you was on about there, mate. There's lots of questions with this guy. Do we just persist with this and keep going until we've got to the end of his, or should we meet somebody else?
Wait, can I just say, like, is it like Shapeshifting Detective where we can get different killers here?
I don't know. I don't know about this one, actually. I know that it just said 6 suspects, 5 side quests, and then there's a murder.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe one of the characters can get killed off, like Shapeshifting Detective. Well, actually, a few could get killed off in that game, couldn't it? But right. So we've already spoke about all this. Let's just keep persisting with
We
this
played
one.
World of Warcraft a lot together. I guess it's not the cool thing to do anymore. But we had a lot of memories there. To be honest, it reminds me a lot of life now. The same thing over and over again. Bring me X bunnies to make a stew. Y badger teeth. Rinse, repeat. Maybe I'm just grinding life.
It's called being an adult, Nathan.
Why are you grinding life?
I'm not really fit for work anymore. I work in produce at the local supermarket. That mainly involves lifting heavy crates of fruit and veg into place for people to buy, and doing that over and over again. My muscles don't seem to have grown much. I think that maybe I'm not aging. When the day resets, I just reset with it. I used to be a builder.
Look at what's he doing there? Right.
Nathan is a loser, apparently. There are 6 potential killers, and they are different in each playthrough. The killers were different in my 2 playthroughs. Oh, okay, cool. So it could be Nathan. I'm just like early. I'm just gathering
Most of my
info.
days are
I'm
blur.
not like, you know.
I'm not sure if it's the sleeping tablets I'm on or just how I've learned to switch off.
Yeah, I've got. It's not the best character to start this game off of because I'm sort of like, I'm bored of this guy already.
I'm on temazepam. Dr. Dekker prescribed them for me. He thought I would sleep through to a whole new day. I didn't. I'm 57. Kidding. Just if you spent a whole day at the gym and then repeat that day and not go, you'd have achieved nothing.
I just got an achievement. Ask 20 questions. if the achievements are easy as this, I'm in for a right. Oh, can you go back and save?
No, I can't move backwards any more than a day. I don't really seem to control it. It's generally always on.
So I
have to try and change something to move forward.
Last minute, but
You what? Say again. What was that, lad?
oh, I just had an internet blip there, so I just missed the last minute.
Oh, right. If I'm honest, I've already forgot what he was saying. I just don't find this guy very entertaining.
Your mic is so laggy. Yeah, unfortunately, that's what happens when I'm on PC and I join an Xbox chat and then I'm on Twitch, but...
Do you want to try it again while we're sat here? Do you want me to like reset the party audio? Maybe that will work. Because I swear we've done this before and we've been able to get it right, so that you're not laggy. Let's give it a go. Right, I've switched Liam off. I'm now going to switch him back on. Hopefully that will solve things. Okay, right.
Okay.
Do you want to speak for a second,
that's
lad,
all
and then
good.
see if yeah.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Anthony Hack says, hey, you're not red anymore.
I know, I'm not ready anymore. I think I've worked out the issue. It's dependent on like the game I play, and I think it's an HDR issue. At least that's what I saw online. Because there's been other people that have had a similar issue, basically. And this game, it seems to work, so I'm just gonna run with it. Right. Perhaps you should ask someone else a question. Oh, we're done with him. Let's meet Mariana. Liam's fave. Right. Hello.
I'm Mariana. Are you feeling okay?
Oh, she's putting on an accent. Why do they keep doing that? It's just awkwardly waving, like. Yeah, I'm feeling okay.
That's what Dr. Dekker would say. I think you're supposed to tell me what's wrong with me. Isn't that how it works?
American.
The police keep picking me up for public nudity.
Of course they are. I mean, look at you.
I black out. And then the next thing I remember, I'm naked on the beach.
Oh,
like
it's not your fault.
Washed up on shore. Nobody's pressed charges yet, but I can feel it. The police are getting suspicious.
Do you often black out? Hey,
I do
look.
suffer from blackouts, which is strange, as I can hold my breath for a really long time. But I'm not swimming before I black out. Dr. Dekker thought it was anxiety originally. Then he worked it out.
I just thought she had a blackout in the Shape-Shifting Detective as well, didn't she? She was like, oh, I had blackouts, and then next thing you knew, I was on an alien ship, and then because she was on that medication, wasn't she? Right, do you know anything about the murder? Come
Well,
on.
that's why you're here, isn't it? You've replaced him. He was a good listener. I hope you are.
Come on then.
I reckon
back
she
up.
got abducted by aliens.
Oh, what? Who did she mention before? I don't know who she mentioned then.
Oh, Dr.
Was he-
Dekker.
Oh, was he a good listener?
Dr.
I worry.
Dekker could really get inside you.
Oh.
It was
I bet he could.
unsettling.
Dr.
You'd let
Dekker
him
was
do
on the
it.
game.
Part of the process, I guess.
Hey, no, you have a choice, Mariana.
Why did he work out?
He eventually decided it wasn't anxiety, but I'm not going to tell you his final diagnosis. We should have a fresh start. I don't want you influenced by the prognosis.
Tell me about the beach. What prognosis are you looking for? Well, let's just do the beach.
I work for myself. I make bracelets from things I find on the beach and sell them online. I spend a lot of time at the beach. It's just way more relaxing than anywhere else. You should come with me one day. I can show you all of the sights.
Well.
As sold as I am, having an Etsy account is not a job.
Do you suffer
Dr.
with
Dekker
anxiety?
thought I had generalized anxiety disorder. GAD? Because of the blackouts. He thought I was breathing badly. Do you think I'm breathing badly?
Jesus
No.
Christ.
I mean,
I preferred you in
you would know
Shapeshifting
that.
Detective. You're coming on too strong here.
Yeah. Your breathing
You
seems
can
normal.
check my breathing if you want. Do you want me to lie down? Can you tell just by looking at me? I'm not worried about it, just if you are.
She's worse. You know when at the end of the Shape-Shifting Detective, I got with everyone at the end, and Lexi was like, oh yeah, you like me. And then she immediately gets into bed. She's worse than her. We've only been chatting for like 3 minutes.
I'm not sure holding my breath too long is causing blackouts. I mean, it could, but I don't remember ever having a blackout when I'm holding my breath.
Sorry, Felicia, I did steal your Anakin joke. It was
I
set
normally
up
black
perfectly.
out when I'm dancing. I like dancing. Do you like dancing?
Do you feel like dancing? Right. I mean, yeah, I like dancing.
Cool. I dance to anything with a beat.
Well, that is generally how it works. I'm gonna... maybe dancing causes your blackouts.
You think my dancing causes my blackouts? No, I know it's the last thing I remember, but I don't think it's that. Sometimes I remember more, but I'm tired now. Is that it for today?
I don't think so. Right, so we've got Nathan, who is in a bit of a Groundhog Day situation.
I dance a lot at nightclubs. I know most of the nightclubs around here. My favorite
And
is the
we've
Pearl
got-
because they sell cheap vodka shots all night.
I don't know why, but I feel like that's going to be significant later on. So let's keep a pin on that, lad. The Pearl, the nightclub.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe alcohol causes your blackout.
I don't drink.
But she
I
likes cheap
want
vodka
to
shots.
stop
I'm
having the
confused.
blackouts. I want to stop waking up at the beach. I want to remember those entire evenings. Can you suggest anything that might help?
Have you tried to film your blackouts? Such a bad question. Can someone watch you when you black out?
Will you do it for me? Will you watch me to see what happens?
Yes, I'll watch you.
So, it's a date then. I'll let you know when.
Cool. What's over here? Perhaps Mariana should stop going to the beach or have somebody watch or record her. Mariana has blackouts. Does she remember anything? Sustain any injuries? Right, okay. Have you tried to film your blackout?
I film myself doing lots of things. But it's not so easy to
She's
do
an
when you're
OnlyFans
blacked
girl. Oh
out.
no. Get gone. No.
The art of subtlety really is lost on her, isn't it? It's just... Are you flirting with... Of course she is. We've established this 5 minutes ago. But we'll ask it anyway.
Wow. Let's get straight to it then. I'm not sure I feel comfortable speaking with you about that at the moment.
Are you guys more interested in solving the murder or helping the patients? A bit of both, I think. At least for me, mate. What about yourself? I mean, I want to get the killer, definitely.
Solving the murder. I've got a job to do here. I don't give a shit about helping them.
Do you ever find your clothes after you black out?
I never find my clothes. I don't know why I'm naked.
I mean, it sounds a lot like he's being, what's it called? Like date raped or whatever, like, you know, drugged. Especially, you know, at clubs, you get that a lot, don't you?
Yeah. Is your hair wet when you wake up? It's a bit of an odd question to ask, but let's go for it.
When I wake up, my hair is dry, but it's pretty hot at the moment. I get baked quickly by the sun. It's possible I've been in the sea during my blackout.
Right. Why do you keep going to the beach? How does this make you feel? Right, let's hang on, let's have a look at this. Is your hair wet? Do you ever find your clothes? It's telling us to keep going forward with that. Okay. Alright, so let's persist then with this beach thing. Why do you keep going to the beach?
I
Oh,
love the
thank you,
beach.
Bella. I
Until
don't
somebody
want this
tells
right
me
now.
it's going to kill me, I'll keep going.
Come on.
Have you ever been addicted to something, Doctor?
Have we? No, I've never been addicted. Yes, I've been addicted. Yeah, let's get a connection going. I'll just say, yeah, I've been addicted.
I thought so when I first saw you. We should get on great.
Why do you hold your breath so much?
I hold my breath when I'm swimming underwater. Most people do. Sometimes, if I'm really excited, I'll hold my breath accidentally, just for a few seconds. I don't know why.
You look like an addict. Who looks like an addict, Lacey? Jack or Mariana?
Like you're not listening.
Why do you think people will press charges?
I guess people see me and call the police. But someone will take offense eventually, and I'll be charged with indecent exposure.
How long have you
I've been a patient here for 3 months. Today is my patient birthday. Do I get a cake or something?
No. Oh my god, you can say no.
Just yes, you can have a cake. Like, where are we conjuring the cake from?
That is so sweet. Thank you, Doctor.
It's a cupcake. Tell me about
Dr.
Dekker.
Dekker was fine. He had good relationships with his patients as far as I know. I'm not sure why anyone would want him dead.
Okay, we've finished with her.
Dr. Pepper was alright, but I prefer Pepper.
Okay. So let's have a quick recap with Mariana in terms of the things that we should follow up on. Is your hair wet when you wake up? We need to follow up on that. The prognosis, where she dances, the beach, the blackouts, the nudity. Right, okay. Let's meet someone new. Ellen. Where are you, Ellen? Who are you? Just straight up. Straight
I'm
in
Elin.
there. Who are you?
I'm 25 and I'm a nurse.
Oh, Elin.
God, I sound like I'm on one of those dating shows.
Yes. You mentioned dating. I've got a note that Terry called. Sure, what nurse
I
are
work
you?
in a nursing home for the elderly. I basically do end-of-life care.
What's end of life care? I mean, surely it's pretty obvious, isn't
The
it?
usual things. Making sure the patients are comfortable, making
Yeah.
sure they're not in any pain, and I talk to them. I keep them company. Some of them get pretty frightened about what's coming. Well, those of them that aren't out of it on meds. I comfort them.
It's quite alarming that the person we're playing as is a psychiatrist who doesn't know what end of life care is.
Imagine she answers that, and it's like, and that is time I've learned what a nurse does.
Let's get it light-hearted now. Let's mention the dating.
I'm not really looking for love at the moment. I'm sort of married to my work, but in a good way.
What problem are you here for?
I started seeing Dr. Dekker a few months ago. I thought it would be nice to have someone I could talk to about work. It can get a bit stressful sometimes.
Wonder what that is round your neck. Right. Why does it get stressful sometimes?
It can be sad sometimes. I don't like losing a patient, but that's the job. I don't get stressed about it or anything.
Are you lying about being stressed?
It's not the job that stresses me. It's the people I work with, the other nurses. They're mean to me.
Oh. I mean, the fact that she's in a relationship, been seeing Dr. Dekker, you know, a lot of these things tend to be a domestic, so straight away, this girl is my number one suspect, if we're just going off that.
Yeah. So if
How
Lucy says you aren't using the typing, is it too annoying on console?
There's not even an option for typing for console. So it's, yeah. Oh, you noticed the necklace. That's interesting, Jack. Aye, nothing gets past me. Sherlock. Jack. Makes no sense.
They call me the Angel of Death because so many patients have died on my shift. I don't think they mean it. Obviously, it's not my fault. It just seems to happen that way.
Oh, even more sus. Even more sus. This Elin.
But
How many
you meant to
patients?
double dose the patients, right?
3 last month. 3 the month before that, I think. But only 1 so far this month, so that's good. Although one of my patients, Hilda, I don't think she's
Whatever I
got
can
long.
get my hands on, really.
She keeps holding the necklace as well.
Yeah, she does.
Maybe Dekker gave it to her, maybe, I don't know.
It looks
Also,
like a
those-
locket, like someone might be in it, like a picture of someone.
Yeah, potentially. Who's Hilda?
She's one of the crotchety ones. Always swearing and spitting at me. Never got anything nice to say. Thinks we're going to smother her in her sleep or something. She doesn't bother me though.
Oh, right. Mate, you gotta stop. You... I wouldn't be surprised what you've done to the other patients.
Why are your patients frightened? Well, probably because they think they're going to die in her care.
Death is frightening,
So
isn't
the
it?
angel of death's on the ship.
Isn't it what everyone's afraid of? The great unknown. No one should have to face that alone.
Why are
Which is
some
why
patients...
she's doing it with them. Don't worry, I'll be with you while I'm smothering you.
Why are some patients out of it on meds? God. Oh no, not her
I don't
again.
like it when patients are heavily sedated.
Sedate me now.
Especially when there are alternatives, like herbal remedies. I mean, imagine if you only had a few days or weeks left to live. Would you want to spend it asleep?
Yes, I'd like to sleep through it. No, I wouldn't like to sleep through it. You mentioned herbal remedies. Did she say if you've got a few days to live, would you want to sleep through it? Is that what she said?
She said, oh yeah, you wouldn't want to sleep through it. So I reckon we should say no to be on her side a little bit, like we agree with her.
Yeah.
Exactly. I feel like it's almost criminal. Like you're robbing people of their last moments on Earth. You should be able to savour the experience, not sleep your way to death.
It's a bit odd to say people should savour the experience of dying. Yeah, honestly, I'm looking around. I don't see anything for... Oh, hang on, the Y button. Oh, can you guys see that? I don't think you can, but it's come up with like to put in a question. Should we put in a question? I don't know what to ask though. I don't know what to ask. Let's close it for now.
What's your favourite cereal?
Go on, I want to see how good this is.
I'm not saying anyone should be happy about dying. I've seen lots of people die, and it's a special moment. There's literally nothing else like it.
If I type that in and she actually comes back saying, you know, Kellogg's cornflakes or something, I'm gonna go, oh my god, game of the year, she is AI. Right, what's your favourite cereal? Question. I am legit doing it. Okay, I've hit enter.
No, sorry, I don't know.
Oh. She doesn't know, apparently. Anything else? Anything else? We could just say, who's the killer? By the way, you can figure out the killer with just the questions they give you, and you don't have to type.
Okay, so it's a bonus.
Okay, well, let's just carry on. You mentioned herbal remedies.
I'm a qualified herbalist. It's okay, you can laugh. Most people think herbalism is a joke. But I'd much rather help my patients sleep at night with valerian or passion flower than lorazepam, temazepam or zolpidem.
Those are just a load of words to me. I've got a note that Terry called. God,
Terry's one of the other nurses at the home. I don't think she likes me very much.
God.
I've known a lot of doctors over the years. Most of them arrogant idiots who think nurses are just there to do their bidding, or worse. Dr. Dekker was different. He had a lot of time for me. He was interested in my problems.
Yes. Sorry for writing in your notes. Say hello to Elin for me and let her know that Terry called for her. Right, okay. Let's.
He was a bit offbeat, but yeah, I liked him. But then I like most people.
What questions should we ask next? What should I type next? Let's just say, are you the killer? She goes, yes, and it's game over. What would you do? Are you the killer?
I'd really like to be able to answer you, but I don't know what to say.
Oh, she's not
What?
denying it.
She's not denying.
I think, ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Okay, that's the end of the stream, guys. We've solved it. Haven't even met other two characters yet. How long had you been seeing Dr. Dekker?
I'd been seeing him for about 9 months, I think.
Oh, 9 months.
We all know what happens
Maybe,
in 9 months.
We do.
I think it's terrible what happened to him. So awful. No one deserves to die like that.
Okay, we're done with Aelin. So let's rock on over to Claire.
Do we know how Dr. Dekker died? I just know that it was brutal.
I don't think we do, just that he's murdered, right? Maybe the chat can help. Do we know how he died? Or is it just that he's been murdered? It's alright, stay calm. Pardon.
Ask how he died. Oh, we can ask these people. Okay.
Oh.
Well, we'll do that next time. We'll do that with everyone we see, but we'll start.
My name
it
is
on
Claire
Dr.
Castleford,
Claire.
and as I'm paying a small fortune
Yeah.
for these sessions, I'd expect you to be up to speed, Doctor.
Oh, I'm not gonna get on with you. How did Dekker die?
The most shocking thing about Dr. Dekker's death is that he didn't bring it upon himself. But then I hadn't known him for a very long time. Perhaps I was wrong about him.
But again, it didn't really help, did it? Because we know he's been murdered, so he knew he didn't bring it on himself. Oh, right, okay, so we'll find out soon. Why are you here?
Well, according to your predecessor, I'm a delusional psychotic with obsessive tendencies. Oh, and a history of violence. Sounds so cold when you put it like that, though, doesn't it?
Who will win the title? Who will win the Prem? Who will win the Euros? Here we go.
It's just yes, well, England. Oh.
2024.
I don't have an answer to that.
Oh, come on. Right, let's play properly.
Write shit in there like, why did my wife leave me? And she's like, well, you didn't communicate.
I'm obsessed with my husband. It's absurd, really.
Okay. Why is it absurd?
Because he is here. And he shouldn't be.
What history
To be
of
fair,
violence?
there was only one violent outburst. That hardly qualifies as a history of violence. And he provoked me.
Right, yeah, let's follow up on this. Yeah, tell me about it.
I stabbed him with a steak knife. Shocking, isn't it?
Why did you
It was a
stab him?
brief moment of temporary insanity. Or temporary clarity, I'm not really sure which. David had been having an affair with his assistant optician, Iris. How predictable. Not just the affair, but an optician named Iris.
Right.
He's lucky to be alive. He almost died.
How did he almost
My husband
die?
is not a well man. We've been having problems for a while now. His health, if you can call it that, has been deteriorating rapidly in the last few weeks. I can't cope with caring for him anymore.
Don't worry, give him to the angel of death.
Yeah. How has his health
Since our
deteriorated?
altercation, he's become less and less active. His mind's become less and less active too. Such a delightful conversationalist at one time, now more of an enigmatic husk.
What do you mean by
I tried to hurt David once.
altercation?
That's why I'm here, isn't it? I'm not proud of my behaviour, but I was very angry. It was a private matter, though. The police should never have been involved.
But you stabbed him with a fucking steak knife, love.
What do you mean by altercation? Definitely follow up on it. Why isn't he a well man? Definitely follow up on it. Right, okay. Do you often get
I never
angry?
used to get angry. Ever. If you're angry, you're not in control. Isn't that right? And it would be very bad for me to lose control.
Why is it bad to lose?
Let's save that for another time, shall we? I'm rich, but I'm not made of money, and I'm fairly sure my time is up. David has trouble looking after himself. Sometimes I'll leave the lake house and he's just sitting in the rocking chair on the porch. And when I return the next evening, he's still there, just staring into the stars. He needs help, I know, but I can't hire anybody to care for him. Being rich has its perks, but honestly, I would give it all up in a heartbeat if it could free me from this madness. Delusions, as in seeing things that are not there. I'm not going to be any more specific. It's not true in any case. I'm not delusional. David's staying at the lake house. It belonged to my parents, but I don't use it much anymore. I have the main house to myself.
Who is David? Why were the police involved? Do you think Dekker was suicidal?
Dr. Dekker just had that look about him. You know what they say about us crazies. Takes one to know one. Keep up, Doctor. David is my husband.
Well, I knew that, but I had to ask
The
it.
police seem to think I'm dangerous. I'm only sitting here talking to you because I have a lot of money. Otherwise, there's no doubt I'd be thrown into prison for a very long time. That's why I need your help, Doctor. I assume they think I'm dangerous because I stabbed my husband.
Well, yeah, I bet it's a pretty fair assumption, isn't it? You know?
I suppose after what I did, there are people that might think I belonged in prison. What do you think, Doctor? Can I be saved with therapy, or should I be locked up like a dangerous criminal?
100 questions asked. You can be saved with therapy, you should be locked up. Should we again be nice?
I think, yeah, you can be saved with therapy.
Yeah,
You have a lot of faith in your abilities. That's good. I look forward to being completely cured.
Okie dokie, right. Last but not least, Bryce.
I'm gonna say I
Who are
really
you?
like Claire as a character. She's fascinating.
I'm Bryce Hemmings. You must be the new doctor. Did you know Dr. Dekker?
No. No, I didn't know him.
He was an antagonistic psycho.
Oh.
I hope you're not from the same school of thought.
What did you think of
I
him?
didn't really like Dr. Dekker, and for quite a few reasons, actually. I'd rather talk about my own problems for now, though, if you don't mind.
No, tell me more about Dr. Dekker.
Yeah, just...
Dr. Dekker would say one thing
Okay,
and do
that's
another.
actually... Okay.
He would push me to do things I didn't
Fine,
want to
fair
do. He was getting worse towards the end. I'm surprised he didn't kill himself.
Guy's got a screw loose, and he says, "What's your problem next?"
Originally, I was suffering with depression. Work was piling up. I kept missing deadlines. I wasn't used to all the failure. I got depressed.
Right, so just to establish, we've got one guy who's in Groundhog Day. We've got another one that keeps having blackouts. One that's got depression. One that's got, what was it, obsessive tendencies or something, and delusions. And then we've got a nurse who, I don't know, what's her issue? I know that she just seems to kill people, or a very bad nurse. But I don't know
like
what
the other nurses. Yeah, she's not really established any kind of like psychological issues, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I've gathered anyway. Why were you depressed?
You'd think being a gravedigger had its perks, but it can be very stressful. There's a trend going towards burial rather than cremation again. And as well as running out of space, we're running out of competent gravediggers. At least ones that can use a shovel, that is. I'm not feeling anywhere near as depressed as I used to, though. Not since I got the extra hour.
Mate, he's like, oh yeah, like being a gravedigger's alright, but the work's piling up ever since the Angel of Death like got a nurse job.
Why is it hard to find someone who could use a shovel?
Henley Church, where I work, is located on an old Norman motte and bailey. You can't use mechanical diggers or excavators there in case you destroy a relic.
Right, tell you what. So that needs to be followed up on. The depressed needs to be followed up on. Okay, so the depression and the shovel. Depression and shovel. Okay.
He would have the means to dispose of body, but then again, like, it's not a missing person case. We've obviously
At midnight each day, time as you know it freezes. In my world, it just slows down to almost a stop. But I don't. I'm free to wander around and do as I please. An hour later, normal reality continues. It's my very own midnight hour.
So you know how like Zach was the creepy one in Shapeshifting Detective, and then he ended up being the killer? It seems as though Bryce is the creepy one in this, and I hope that it's therefore not him.
Is that a camera, by the way, he's constantly holding in the...
I think so, yeah, I think it was. What do you mean by
midnight hour? It's a bizarre thing
Oh.
to know you have an extra hour every day. I rarely ever sleep until after midnight now, so I can appreciate the extra time. I get a lot of work done in that time. I'm completely caught up. The depression is no longer an issue. 25 hours is a blessing for me. But apparently, it's not real, and I'm insane for thinking it is. What do you think, Doctor?
Time's just a construct, so yeah, I see it.
I don't think you're insane.
I thought it would be too early to make a diagnosis, but it's good you're having a go anyway.
What do you do in the extra hour?
In the extra hour, I mainly catch up with work. It's a godsend. Sometimes I play chess against myself. It relaxes and strengthens the mind all at once.
Okay, I would like to retract my statement where I didn't say he was insane. What is your job?
I'm a grave digger, Doctor. And people are dying quicker than we can bury them. I stumbled across a relic myself.
How did Dr.
An
Dekker
ancient
die?
chess piece. A queen, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
The best chess piece. The most freedom of movement. But they took it away immediately and proclaimed the whole east side of Henley Church a protected site of archaeological importance, which means we're not allowed to use it until the archaeologists have finished. I wish I hadn't told anyone.
Archaeologists. Archaeologists, isn't it? Archaeologists. Right, let's... how did Dekker die again? How did Dekker die?
I don't know.
Right.
Henley Church is relatively small. Well, for the number of bodies they expect us to pack into the ground, it's relatively small. The whole building was once owned by Scientologists, but they handed it back to the community as a tax break, I believe. Or they'd finished doing whatever it was they wanted to do with it. I'm not sure I believe in any religion anymore. I used to believe in God, but not anymore. There are too many religions to pick from, don't you think?
Yes, there are too many religions. No, there are not too many religions. Thoughts, mate?
I don't know, weirdly, just out of a random, I just kind of want to see what happens if you disagree.
What did he say? He thinks that there aren't or there are?
He thinks there are, so I'm tempted to say no, they're not, just to see how he responds.
Then we disagree. Have you watched Zeitgeist, Doctor? Some of it is believable, and the part about most religions stemming from the same basic facts. It's more likely that they've all got it wrong than one of them has it right, in my opinion.
I'm glad I asked that, that's the cool kind of like...
Do you know anything about Dekker's murder?
Yes, Dr. Dekker was murdered. Quelle surprise. Murder does seem a bit harsh, doesn't it? And another grave to dig. I know as much about it as you do. Less, I would imagine. I like chess. I still play sometimes when I can find an opponent. There's nothing more satisfying than planning scores of moves in advance and then watching things unfold as you saw them. I shouldn't have told anyone about the Queen. I do like to be in control, but then I suppose most people do. Nobody wants life to carry them along helplessly. Everyone wants to kick against it and make their own way. Do you like to be in control, Doctor?
Yeah.
If you like being in control, you'll have a tough time here. I saw it with Dr. Dekker. Such control, such stability. But he unraveled at the end.
How did Dr.
He couldn't keep control of everything, of everyone. He just set us up like dominoes, but we all toppled in unexpected ways. You'll find it all out in time, Doctor. Just not today. Can't have your head exploding, can we?
Yeah, he's definitely the creep of the bunch, isn't he? Perhaps you should ask someone else a question. Right. So we need to go back through them again. From... Ooh, next day. What's this? Oh. Right, okay. I don't want to do that yet. Maybe chat, you can help. There's literally an option for next day. Is that like the next chapter or something like that?
What's interesting here is that we can't just go back and forth into rooms because they're sessions. So I imagine when we're done talking with someone, that's it.
Oh, hang on. Perhaps you should ask someone else a question. Oh, I think we're done. I think we're done with... We can't ask anymore. Why are you grinding live?
I have no early thoughts because it's just like... So
It's just establishing...
I'm trying to retain all their facts there.
The next day is progressing. Yeah, next day is the next chapter. You
By the
can
way,
move
mate,
between
random question, but if you just had to stab in the dark and pick someone, who do you reckon it is early doors?
If I had to pick someone, I would... If this was a TV show and you want to make it the person that's least likely, I'd pick Aileen. But I'm almost going off the shape-shifting detective in that we got the version where it was the bang obvious answer. So I'm hoping it's not Bryce, if I'm honest, like so far, because he seems like the most weird, and it would sort of suck if he therefore was the killer. So I'll go with Elin at the moment. What about you, though?
I'm thinking Elin, but like Nathan's just a dark horse for me. Like he just seems really like pure in a way. So I don't know. I just feel like there is a motive there, but I want to know more about Nathan.
What does he mean by time freezes? Oh yeah. Sorry for writing in your notes. Say hello. Okay. Right, I feel like we've got to go to the next day because there's nothing else. So yes, let's move on.
Oh, Doctor, glad I caught you. I thought you might want to hear what Ben had to say. Quick catch up?
Who's Ben? Tell me about Ben.
I'm not sure Ben will be coming in for a while. He's still pretty shook up about finding the body. I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often in the line of work he's in. Anyway, he said he found the body at exactly 20 minutes past 10. For some reason, the first thing he did was look at his watch. That's all he'd say before he'd shut down. The police weren't very talkative either.
Hiya, Bailey.
Let's tell me about Ben. Okay. Who is Ben?
Sorry, didn't you know? Ben's one of the night shift cleaners. I'm sure he's got some tales he could tell. Yes, Ben found Dr. Dekker's body on Valentine's night in his office. In your office.
Right, Elin did it. They were gonna, you know, bonk on Valentine's night. It all went a bit wrong, and she ended up killing him. That's my prediction so far.
Yes, you know, the 14th of February, the day of love. Or remembering a massacre. Whichever's more you. I wouldn't say we were best friends, but we did spend a lot of time together. There's only two of us that work here. I'm sure we'll become friends too, Doctor. Just try not to get murdered.
So actually, yeah, chat. Is there only one killer in this then? Is always the same person, or can you?
Oh, they said
rotate?
Rotate between 6, was it? I think.
Oh, was it? Oh, what? All of them can be the killer.
The police wanted to know what I was doing Valentine's night. You know, when the body was found. I was at home, all on my lonesome. So I guess that makes me a suspect.
It certainly does. There's something about them ink blot things in the background that just... I don't know. I feel like they're going to be significant. I don't know why. What's that say? That book on the bookshelf? Can't quite tell.
I think all the police want you to make a short list of suspects, or maybe even find the killer. You're seeing all the patients that were on the books when he was killed. There was no forced entry, so they think it might be someone he knew, or someone who had access to the office. Yeah, like little old me. Do you think I'm a suspect, Doctor?
Yes, I think I do. Yes.
Oh, well, I wasn't expecting that. I suppose everyone's a suspect at the moment, even you. They did mention I needed grief counselling, though, and I said you'd sort me out. I know you didn't agree, but I thought I'd let you know. That's very kind of you.
Right, let's see what the thingy's Ben found Dr.
Yeah, there can only be
body.
one killer, but it can be between 6 people.
Right.
And it changes on different playthroughs. Okay, so that's already more than Shapeshifting Detective.
I wasn't really in his social circle, so I don't know if he had any friends. In terms of enemies, I heard things get heated in his office sometimes, but I won't name any names.
No, you will name names. Yes. Name the
Susan.
names.
Annabelle,
Who are they?
Melissa, there are some names, but they're not names of anyone I know.
Susan, Annabelle, Melissa. Do you know how he was
I don't know
killed?
exactly, but a stabbing of some kind. We'll be getting the autopsy through at some point. I'll let you know when.
Was it a steak knife by any chance?
I was gonna say, we know someone who has got a history with her.
Mm-hmm. Were there any clues left at the crime scene?
I didn't see it myself, so I don't know. But I heard it was a bit of a mess with all the blood and everything. You know, they have people who clean up after such things, though, so you really can't tell, can you? But don't worry. That's a new chair.
Why is it a new...
So you're not sat in blood.
Okay.
All I know is the police took his chair. Forensics, I suppose. He was
I'm
stabbed,
thinking,
so that's
so
quite
maybe-
a personal thing to do. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if it was one of the patients who had a problem with the treatment they were getting.
Yes, but what sort of treatment?
I'm thinking because we know he died in his office, so the room we're in, and the chair was replaced. Would it have been during a session? I don't know, but like if he died like on the chair.
Yeah. Potentially. I'm trying to therefore think what question we could type to try and, you know, get a little bit of detail.
Can we say who was his last patient?
Yeah, yeah. Like, who was his last patient before he died? Who was his last... I mean, I know it's going to happen. They'll just go, I don't know.
Even though she should, she's the fucking assistant and she has accounts of this.
Before he died.
I don't know anything
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, yeah, thought so.
Well,
Thought so.
you're fired, love.
I'm just surmising. If you're unhappy enough to kill your therapist, they're probably not doing a very good job.
Oh, yeah, well, it sounds like you need therapy. There's a steady increase in your aggression. Perhaps you should ask someone else a question. Right. Okay, so what have we established? It was a stabbing. It was in the office. And it's either, you know, she said it's potentially to do something with the treatment. But we do know... I'm sticking with Elin, you know. I'm sticking with Elin at this present moment. He was killed on Valentine's Day. I should ask where they were on that day. Yes. Why was Dr. Dekker working late? Okay, next day, folks. Yes.
I'm having a loop day.
Right. Back to Nathan, me boy. What do you mean?
It's a
loop?
do-over day. You won't remember. What's the name of your assistant again?
Oh, she's our assistant, is she?
Yeah, yeah.
You didn't know that yesterday. Can you remember where I met Hannah?
Ooh.
On World of Warcraft.
Yes.
No.
Or
no,
actually...
we played that game together, but we didn't meet in it.
Oh,
yeah. It's annoying. I'm 5 seconds behind. The moment the score came up, I knew that was the one.
Hannah at school.
Well done, Doctor. Yeah, we met at secondary. Wouldn't it be funny if my day loops if you fail to get a question right?
No, it wouldn't.
I agree.
Oh, hang on a minute. What's going on here? Oh, no. Is it actually going to loop? Or are you going to have to go back to him again? I figured out the killer in my second playthrough on Act 2. Do you think I can do it again? Hey. We shall see. How long is this game, by the way? Like, is this like shape-shifting detective length? You know, you up to your 5-6 hours? I don't know if we're supposed to be watching this or whether I'm meant to go to the next day here, but... Oh, okay, cool, right.
I'm having a loot day.
Course you are.
It's a do-over day. You won't remember. What's the name of your assistant again? I suppose you did remember that yesterday. Can you remember where I met Hannah?
Yes, it was, well, it was Warcraft, no.
Yeah, at secondary school. It's been fun, but I've got a pill.
You met Hannah playing, well, what pill?
Dr. Dekker gave me this pill. He told me if I took it, I'd never have another loot day. It's got a small skull and crossbones on it. Should I take the tablet, Doctor?
Yes. Yes, you should. Yeah, I mean, surely it's no, right? Skull and crossbones. Death. So, no, don't take the tablet. Just run with that.
You're cool.
Yeah,
I don't think this is getting us anywhere, though. I'll see you tomorrow. Again.
Oh, please, no. Please don't say it's going to be the same thing again.
I'm having a loot day.
For fuck's sake.
It's a do-over day. You won't remember it. What's the name of your assistant again? Well done. Can you remember where I met Hannah?
Yes, Warcraft.
Yeah, great. Is there anything you can say that's going to break this loop for me?
Sorry, Fleece. I saw that late. Tell me about the pill.
I never mentioned a pill this time, or a tablet. What the hell is going on here? Are you reliving my days?
Oh my god, I should be listening here. What do you think? I'm reliving your days.
Something somewhere has changed since you arrived. Like some kind of sim theory.
Oh, what's sim theory?
It's a thing. Some professor believes we could be living inside a computer simulation and someone is controlling us. And there are millions of these sims. And someone somewhere behind a keyboard is just causing havoc. I'm starting to think you have that keyboard, Doctor. Wait, don't answer that. I don't want to know.
See, I don't know if we're progressing this here or if we're just finding out different little interactions. Either way, I mean, I'm sort of all for the learning the little different
Midnight
interactions.
each day.
On Valentine's night,
Time as you know it freezes.
20 minutes past 10.
Keep up, Doctor.
Thinks we're going to smother her in her sleep.
I'm a grave digger, Doctor.
I was at home,
David is my husband.
all on my lonesome.
Stabbed him with a steak knife.
Nothing changes.
I'm a qualified angel of death.
When I'm dancing,
You get this day over and over.
Hilda.
I black out.
I don't think she's got long.
And Laurie just...
Naked on the beach.
Hannah.
Is that it for today?
Well. Act 2, Valentine's Day. Okie dokie.
Ooh. Deja vu. Are you sitting in exactly the same place I left you last night? Oh, that's where it all starts, Doctor. Anyway, do you think you can fit me in today? Looking at the diary, it's just the usual suspects, and you must be getting sick of them already. I've got this for you, too. It's some more footage from Professor Alderby that was hiding away. Well, come find me if you need anything.
Can we watch this footage? I think we can. I think that's the X button. Do you want to watch the footage? Oh, what have we got in the chat? Jack has the keyboard. This is progression. You're a therapist, remember? Okay. Let's hit the X and see what's going down. Alderby footage, yes.
Nothing, of course. The faculty thinks I've gone loopy, like some kind of spongy Mobius strip. That's why I'm here, isn't it, Dr. Dekker? Him, God, the great old one, the elder god, Cthulhu, however you address him. Listen to me! You're not listening! It's your only bloody job! Well, let's call him God. He creates this world for his amusement, something he can play with and occasionally alter to suit his mood. God loves chaos, but something goes wrong. Man and woman evolve. What was once chaotic becomes, well, more ordered. Without chaos, he has less power. When there's too much order, he becomes impotent. So he needs to instill chaos again. And do you know how he does this? No. And yes, but you're being too granular. He needs chaos so he can return, and the only thing stopping him is you. Not just you. You and people like you. Psychiatrists, doctors, nurses. Anyone who is caring for people who are losing their sanity. You have no comprehension how important your job is, do you? He doesn't need your version of insanity to spread. He needs chaos. It's not the same. It's just a means to an end. They're not all cultists, unfortunately. Once you see the truth, it's hard not to spread chaos yourself, to cause further insanity and harm your own. I doubt it. But can I make you question your reality? Definitely. But in doing so, I would be promoting more chaos. On the basis the central component of our universe is chaos, science can only document a perception of the chaos at any one given moment in time, as by definition, chaos is unpredictable from one moment to the next, which means that at any given moment, we can choose to alter our perception of the world, no matter how much chaos that would cause. In 10 seconds' time, there will be no gravity in this room, and we will float. 3, 2, 1. You think nothing happened. Where's your glass, Doctor?
Yeah, what the hell was that all about?
Right, I'm going to say, mate, my internet flipped.
Right.
Who the fuck was that, and what has been happening for the past 2 minutes?
So, did you see Jaya, or Jaya, whatever her
Nah,
name is?
not really. We were doing Groundhog Day with Nathan, and then...
Oh, right, okay. So basically, we went to the next day. She then gave us some footage from like a Dr. Dekker thing with that guy, and he was just explaining about chaos, about there's this, you know, godlike figure that basically wants chaos so that they stay in control of everything. The more order there is, the more, you know, the more impotent he becomes. Very sciencey, very sort of, yeah. He's just talking about chaos, basically.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to
I don't know if all
somehow...
the dialogues are the same, but that makes me lean to Bryce.
Yeah?
Talking about like the Queen on the chessboard, control. I was at
Yeah.
Henley Church on Valentine's Day, visiting Hannah's grave. It was the anniversary of her death. Her parents wanted a huge funeral with all the trimmings. Hannah would never have come for it. It does give me somewhere to visit. I got to write the epitaph.
When did you leave Henley Church?
I left Henley Church about 11 o'clock on Valentine's Day. I was talking to an archaeologist who said it uncovered some fossils resembling a strange cephalopod-like creature. Strange place to find an octopus, really. What? Do you think I've got something to do with Dr. Dekker's murder? Maybe you should ask your assistant who Dekker saw that day.
I already have, and she doesn't bloody know. When was it that he got killed again? I want to say it was 9 something.
I think it was 10 o'clock something, 10 something.
Oh, was it? Was it 10 something? Okay. Well, let's just see what he was doing at the time of the murder.
I did get a call from him. He was rambling on about something to do with hypnosis. My mind literally switched off. It must have been good, though, because that was one of those nights when I slept through to the next day.
Oh, Sonia says that's when he was found, not when he was murdered. So he probably was murdered earlier then.
Oh, okay.
We walk alone without our angel.
The angel of death.
Dr. Dekker felt that Hannah was holding me back. The memories of Hannah. In his opinion, I was holding on to the past. So I guess he cursed me, if that's even a thing. Yes, Dr. Dekker cursed me. I don't really want to talk about it, but let's just say I blame him for the way I am. Can you give me some advice, Doctor?
Yeah, go on.
I've been trying to think how I can get past today. I've come up with a couple of choices. I could set fire to Hannah's photographs. I've got them in Dropbox anyway. But setting fire to the clothes did the trick. Or setting fire to a rocking chair. She sounds like an old lady, but she loved that rocking chair, which I've not sat in since. Which one do you think's best?
Should we ask him to burn things?
I'm thinking if we had to pick one, I'd rather he burned the chair because photos are like evidence. I don't know.
You know what? For now, I'm just gonna skip over it
Okay.
and see what
Hello again,
happens.
Doctor. I had a bit of a shaky loop incident, but let's not talk about it. Yesterday, I set fire to Hannah's clothes in the garden. I just wanted the day to move forward. I instantly regretted it. And lo and behold, here we are, a new day. Hannah's clothes are a pile of ashes. I've kept almost all of her stuff as she left it. It's just the clothes. I've decided to burn those yesterday, so here I am. Hannah loved clothes. Every season, she'd donate her entire wardrobe to some charity or another, and only buy stuff she loved. I was left with winter. I don't even know what her favourite season was. Does it matter? What's your favourite season, Doctor?
Why are we talking about this? I like summer.
If you like summer, it's supposed to be flexible and carefree. You do care, don't you, Doctor?
No.
Oh, you picked the wrong season.
Are you religious?
I'm not religious, But when I wrote Hannah's epitaph, I knew her parents would want some acknowledgement of the great bearded one. But she was an angel to me. She was an angel to everyone. I've been alone since Hannah. I can't imagine anyone ever replacing her. Not that I've looked. Do you think I should look for someone else?
Yes. Well, look when you're ready.
Thanks, Doctor. I appreciate that. I still don't think I'm ready to move forward in that respect.
I think let's burn the chair. Let's burn the chair.
Set fire to the rocking chair. I never like the way it moves forwards and backwards. Forwards and backwards.
Did he ever hypnotise you?
Yeah. Dr. Dekker and his hypnosis. One of his many therapeutic methods to unravel our problems. I'm not up for it with you, though, if that's what you're thinking.
Here's a question, lad. We've been playing this for nearly an hour and a half. What's your take on the game so far? Maybe compared against Shapeshifting Detective.
I prefer the characters. I don't prefer the setting because we're just in one room. And
right.
I don't know, I feel like there was a charm to the fact that the Shapeshifting Detective had that element of the fact you could shapeshift, act as different people, you had to think harder, it was unique.
Mm-hmm.
But the characters felt a lot more caricature-y. I really liked the acting in this one.
Okay.
She's dead. Thanks for bringing that up.
Oh, God. What's your
I like
favourite
winter.
season then?
Being snowed in with Hannah. Just the two of us. It's paradise.
What's
It's a sea creature, like an octopus. I suppose they find dinosaur bones everywhere. Just because we're on land now doesn't mean millions of years ago this place wasn't at the bottom of the ocean.
Right, okay, perhaps we should move on to someone else. Alright, so he doesn't like talking about his mother, but it wants us to probe into that at some point. So, let's go back to Mariana. But no, to come back to what we just talked about, I think I prefer Shapeshifting Detective so far. Weirdly, even the characters. But that's to be fair, I've been with the characters in that game longer than this one. So we'll have to see.
I didn't do anything on Valentine's Day. I washed my hair and then I walked along the beach for the whole night. It's actually true. I saw one of your patients actually. The nurse. She was on the pier with someone. Pretty much all of the night too, so I can vouch for her even though she probably didn't see me.
The nurse, again, Elin, is that an alibi? Or has she just revealed that Elin was with Dr. Dekker on the pier?
Well, she did say, like, I can vouch for her, so, like, I assume that protects Elin.
Did she say that that was at the time of the murder? Or
well, she
is
just
that...
said all night, so...
All night, yeah.
We went out for drinks. Didn't you know? He said it was a breach of something or the other, but I can be pretty persuasive when I want to be. Shh.
Right, let's look at the thingy. What can you tell me about Dekker Valentine's? Okay. I thought... Oh! I thought Mariana said she didn't drink.
Yeah, I thought that in the last one, because she says, I like the bar because the vodka's cheap, and then she's like, oh, I don't drink.
So in which case, should we press on that then and say, did you just go out for drinks?
Yeah,
or...
let's do it.
Yeah, drinks. I think Dr. Dekker ordered neat whiskey. I had water. I don't drink.
Well, I'll tell you something. That sounds a bit sus to me. She doesn't drink, and now she's suddenly saying, oh yeah, we drink. What did you have drinks with Dekker?
I guess it was a couple of days before Valentine's Day. It wasn't a date or anything. I noticed in our sessions that he'd been acting a little strange. He just didn't seem right. I wanted to find out what was wrong.
How are you persuasive?
I know, it's pretty hard to believe, isn't it? I feel pretty ugly. But I think I have a nice smile.
You're not ugly.
Lots of people find me attractive, but I've seen something truly beautiful. Makes me feel dull by comparison.
Thing is, I don't know if it's because we're asking the wrong questions, but it seems like whenever we ask a question, they always say I don't know. So a part of me wants to just to sort of abandon that feature altogether. What beautiful thing have you
I have
seen?
a recurring dream where I find something beautiful in the sea.
Hang on a minute, she's got an
I don't know you that well
octopus.
yet, Doctor. Let's wait a while before I tell you my most intimate secrets.
Sorry to cut in, Doctor. I've just had a phone call from a solicitor. Ben's trying to sue us for nervous shock. Should I go and see him to talk it out, or should I find a solicitor to represent us? Sorry to be pushy, I just think we should act quickly before it's too late. Okay, well, just let me know.
What? Are we not gonna sort that out then? We're just gonna carry on. Oh, hang on. Oh, Lacey. What? There's more people. There's Jasmine. There's Lacey. Should we quickly get this sorted out? This thing with Ben.
So, should I get a solicitor, or shall we try and talk it out with him?
Should we try and talk it out with him? Yeah, let's talk it out.
Good choice. I'll go and see Ben to see if I can get him to call off the dogs. I have no idea what's gotten into him. Perhaps it's his mum.
Perhaps it's his mum. Right, we'll come back to you later because we was in the middle of something with what's her face, Mariana here. Intimate
Wouldn't you like
secrets.
to know? Is our session up now?
Where have I heard about an octopus previously? Yeah. So is she like a grave robber or something? I don't know.
I haven't been back to the beach since our last session, and no blackouts. New doctor and new hope. You're much better behaved than Dr. Dekker.
Yeah. Okay. Let's... Where did... Yeah. How did you get your necklace? Bitch? No.
I don't know.
Great. How do you feel not going to the beach?
I haven't been back to the beach since our last session. Kind of missed it. You do something a lot, you're gonna miss it. I suspect I'll go back there soon, but It's helped with the blackouts. Dr. Dekker dated his patients. That's not good behavior, is it? I think her name was Scarlett? One of his patients, an older woman. I guess that's how he liked them.
Again, I'm going to fall back to Elin here. You know, maybe she was jealous. And, you know, because he was seeing some other woman. And therefore she bumped him off. I don't know. Was she seeing Dekker? Maybe.
People are quick to put labels on everything. I suppose Dr. Dekker was more than just a therapist to me. We had a lot of things in common, but
Ooh, big stretches.
we weren't seeing each other.
Big stretches. Are you seeing someone at the moment?
I'm not seeing anyone at the moment. Are you offering, Doctor?
I don't know. Liam, are you there? It might be his internet. Alright, sweet. Yes, I'm
Well,
offering.
You have my number, Doctor, and my address. I'm sure you can put 2 and 2 together, if you want to.
It's 4. Quick maths. Were you really washing your hair?
Some girls say that they're washing their hair when they don't want to go out, but I was genuinely washing my hair. Do you think my hair's pretty, Doctor?
Yes.
It's such a mess. But thank you.
Why do you feel...
I'm insecure, Doctor. Isn't it obvious? I've danced around in my living room, but no clubs since last time. I like dancing around in my underwear.
Oh, it was from Bryce,
Sometimes
not Nathan.
less.
Got it. Got it. Right. We're moving back to prime suspect. Elin.
Actually, I had a hot date. It wasn't anything serious, just some guy I know. But it was a nice date. Different to what I'm used to.
I think she may have potentially been seeing Dr. Dekker or something. At the very least, we've got a date with her. Why was the date different?
It was very traditional, old-fashioned, you know. Dinner at a nice restaurant. Then we went for a little walk along the pier. Held hands, had a bit of a kiss. Then he called a cab and I went home, alone.
What time did you get
I think
to
it was
cab?
about 11 when I left Max. I'm sure you could check with the taxi company if you really wanted to. If you think I need an alibi.
Yes, I think... Well, maybe I'm wrong. You know, if we can verify that, then...
Yes, I had a session with Dr. Dekker on Valentine's Day. 3 o'clock, I think. Just a few hours later, he was... I still can't get over it.
Yeah, she said she saw her on the pier, didn't she? So that sort of tallies up, doesn't it?
I haven't had a great day, to be honest. Someone accused me of stealing from my patients, which I would never do. Plus, Hilda's getting worse.
What were you accused of stealing? You mentioned Hilda. Okay. Right, how are you today? Right, so what were you accused of stealing?
This? Well, it started with this. It's a locket. Alice, one of my patients, gave it to me before she died.
You know what? I'm going to ask what's inside the locket. I'm going to go off piste here. What's inside? If she says I don't know, I'm giving up with this feature. What's inside the locket?
I feel like you're asking me questions about something I don't know anything about.
Right.
I have a few other things. A watch, a ring. One patient gave me a little china bird. They're not valuable, just trinkets, really.
They're all trinkets.
Strictly speaking, all of the patient's belongings should be passed on to family members after they die. But Alice's son never visited. He didn't care about his mum. Why would he care about some worthless piece of jewellery? It just doesn't feel right to me. What do you think, Doctor? Am I wrong to keep the locket?
Not if she gave it to her. I mean, if she gave it to her, then she should keep it. No, it's not wrong. Let's keep her on side.
Thank you, Doctor. That makes me feel much better. I shouldn't let what Terry says bother me so much. Hilda's the one I mentioned in our last session. She's dying. I can tell. I need to see her before it's too late.
I'm not sure about that. I think the more you stay away, the better she's got. Right.
To help her finish her unfinished business. People who are dying always have things they wish they could do before they go. We leave a lot of loose ends in our lives. We're very messy that way.
Boom, boom.
Hilda wants to see her daughter. She's in Australia, so I'm going to have to use my talent. I can change my skin. What I look like. I can turn into a patient's loved one. I just hold their hand and ask them to imagine that the person they want to see is sitting right here next to them, and I become them. It's how I help them move on. That's how I comfort them.
Right, so is this legit or is this just her being a bit loopy-loo?
I only shift at work to help my patients. I don't have any interest in using it as a party trick or to deceive anyone.
Who was your date with?
His name is Max. He's really
Max.
sweet, but I don't see a future between us. He's not really my type.
Okay. Let's have a look and see what it wants us to pursue. What was you accused of stealing? Who was your date with? Okay.
I've known Max a couple of years, but this is the first time we've been on a date. I don't think he's boyfriend material.
What was
Of
you
course, it was
accused of
Terry that
stealing?
accused me of stealing. One of the other nurses. She's actually trying to make out that I'm some kind of HSK. Healthcare serial killer. You know, like those nurses that kill loads of their patients.
Oh, achievement
I'm
unlocked.
surprised you haven't heard of it. Anyway,
50
because a few of
insanity
my
points
patients
reached.
have died on me,
Oh.
and some of those patients have given me gifts, Terry thinks it means that I've been killing them off.
What, you don't believe her? That's what you have to find out. I don't even... Oh, right, okay. How was Dr.
Dr. Dekker seemed fine on Valentine's Day. He seemed to be in a good mood. It didn't seem like anything was bothering him. I can sense it, you know? It's like when you're outside and there's a sudden change in the light or the air feels different and you know it's going to rain. It's like that.
You know
I
what?
always know when one of my patients is fading, even before the doctors know. Their energy changes. It sounds silly when I put it into words. I sound like my mum.
I know what I'm going to say to her next. I'm going to say, prove that you can shapeshift. Prove that you can shift into someone else. Into someone else.
I've shifted a few times now. I
Oh.
honestly couldn't tell you how many.
Do it then. Let's keep this thing going. Do it then.
I don't know. Are you happy, Doctor?
Yes. Just shift for me. Just shift for me. There we go.
I've shifted a few times now. I honestly couldn't tell you how many.
Oh, yes,
You
I'm
seem
happy.
happy. You have a very positive energy.
Yeah. I asked her about shifting and she asks me if I'm happy. You got anything you wanted to ask, lad, or should we move on? Yeah? Claire, right. Claire, what were you
The day
doing?
Dr. Dekker was killed, I had a session with him in the morning at my usual time, 11 o'clock. That was the last time I saw him.
A what? 10 o'clock? Oh, hang on. Maybe Jaya should check Ellen's alibi with the taxi company. Elin accused of stealing, said it started off with a locket. What else? Right. We're going to go over to Jaya. Right. And we're going to get her to do some business. That's alright. Can you check... What's her name? Elin's alibi. Elin's alibi with the taxi company. Come on.
One step ahead of you, boss. Elin was picked up from the pier just after 11 p.m. There is no way she could have got from there to here in an hour.
Ah. Very good, very good. So, breaking news. It seems as though Eileen's in the clear, mate. I literally just typed the question in to Jaya, and she'd already done it. And apparently it takes like an hour from the pier to here. So there's no way she could have done it. So, Eileen is innocent. You know what? While we're looking at these, Eileen accused of stealing. What else have patients given her? Maybe I thought Mariana said she didn't drink. Let's go back to Mariana. I thought you didn't drink. Exactly, yeah. I thought you didn't drink. Question mark.
I guess it was a couple of days before Valentine's Day. It wasn't a date or anything. I noticed in our sessions that he'd been acting a little strange. He just didn't seem right. I wanted to find out what was wrong.
So that literally just showed us an old clip there. Right, well, let's go back to Claire and persevere, shall we?
Dr. Dekker made me an offer that I couldn't refuse. I'll be taking it to the grave with me, though. As did he.
Oh, apparently you're very quiet in the background, lad. All good now?
It's the anniversary of my parents' death today.
No.
I went to the lake house. I always go to the lake house anyway. But it's also where they died.
If it doesn't work after doing this, I'll turn the party audio off and on again and see how that fares. Right.
I stood for a while, looking across the water. It's peaceful there. It's the place that makes me feel the most. There was a girl there, by the lake, only about 9 or 10. She was fishing, if you can call it that, with one of those nets on a stick.
Okay. Did you speak to
I don't know why I talked to her. She looked sad. I don't usually talk to children, but she seemed different, special.
Yeah,
I'm
I
allowed
can
to talk
hear
to
you
her,
all right.
aren't I, Doctor? Good. It felt nice. I felt like I was being nice. I felt human.
Can you hear him, guys?
So I
Do you
can
wanna
find
just
her
say
and
a long
talk to her again,
sentence, lad?
Doctor.
Nope. Right, okay, give us a second then. Live stream. Hang on. Audio settings. Let's flick it off. Flick it back on again.
Right, hopefully that's better, guys. Oh, okay, cool. That's really weird. The Xbox party just every, like, now and then just kicks me.
Okay, well, whenever it does, if that seems to work, Fleecy's just said there. So all I've got to do is flick the party audio off and on again. And then,
David had been hunting again, and, well, she's seen some of the skins he hung around the lake house.
yeah.
David wasn't there. Or at least I didn't see him. I didn't go inside. I forgot my key, and the spare was missing. They died of carbon monoxide poisoning. I was staying at a friend's house. Otherwise, I would have died too. Then I will. I'll look for her next time I'm there. Animal skins. David hunts, then skins. It's horrible, really. He's not really good at either job, so the skins still have great lumps of bloody carcass hanging off them. I'm sure he'll get better with practice.
If we're saying that Eileen's alibi, I mean, it seems to check out at this point. Does that seem like by turn give Mariana an alibi because she saw her at the pier? I don't know.
Valentine's Day night.
You'd imagine
I'll
so,
go
right? Like, it's
watching
logical.
David, like I always do. He has trouble with his mental faculties and is getting worse. Yes. I'll watch him and make sure nothing bad happens. Love?
You love your husband.
The thing is, as well, mate, there's people we haven't even met yet. It could be them.
I suppose I always will.
It's true. It's true.
I don't know. I suppose she just reminded me of me. I spent a lot of time alone as a child. She said she was trying to catch some strange creatures that she's seen in the water.
That octopus thing.
I don't know. Minnows, probably. Everything's strange when you're a child. It was 12 years ago. I was still very young. Too young to be an orphan, anyway. I had to toughen up quickly.
By the way, guys, obviously you've played this before already. Is it similar to Shapeshifting Detective in that when you finish the game you can, like, skip through the dialogue that you've already...
Met isn't the right word. David has always been there, in the shadows, on the periphery. I move in very exclusive circles. You tend to see the same faces.
I ask because I have got the 100% for Shapeshifting Detective now, and I did like that feature that you could just scroll through really quickly.
I don't move in any circles anymore. Those people were my parents' friends, not mine.
Okay. What else have patients given her? Okay. Bryce. Can you see something behind me?
I spent most of Valentine's Day at the art gallery. Well, the evening part, anyway. They had a display with the theme, Love Conquers All. I didn't get most of the paintings, but they were well done.
I think so. I don't have this version. Yeah, I think you can. Not 100% sure, though. Okay. I'll find out when I ultimately go back, anyway.
I dug the grave for Dr. Dekker. I helped carry his coffin to the burial site. Do you know what? It didn't weigh enough to have a body in it. Why do you think that is?
Hey? Is Bryce looking at something behind me? Right, let's just ask him that then, because it's clearly...
Possibly a relative of yours. Possibly a patient that died here. I'm not sure. She doesn't normally say anything. No, the coffin wasn't empty. There was something in it. A decoy, I'd imagine.
Let's type a question to him saying, so where is Dekker's body then? Where is Dekker's body?
No, sorry. I'm guessing he was buried somewhere else, or cremated. Somebody somewhere didn't want his body going in the ground. Do you want to be cremated or buried, Doctor? That's a good choice,
You're
Doctor.
getting ahead of yourself, Jack.
Less
Take it
work
slow.
for me.
Okay.
There's something I want to tell you about.
Ooh.
Something else that's wrong with me. I think I've been getting a bit out of control in my hour.
Oh yeah?
When I first got the hour, I was shocked, obviously. It took me a while to work out that everyone was frozen and only I could move, because I live on my own. What would you do, Doctor, if you had an hour where everyone was frozen? Go to a fairground?
You'd spy on people, but everything's frozen. What would you do, lad? Would you go to a fairground, help people steal things, or spy on people?
I'm kind of tempted to say, I don't know, is help too wishy-washy?
Yeah, I'd steal things. No, go on, we'll say I'll help people just to see what he comes out with.
I did think, what
Jack,
good could I do, other than catch up with work? I did see a woman who was having her purse snatched, so I gave her purse back, and the crook, I placed him on a bus a few blocks away. I have no idea where it was going. She'd never really be able to thank me, so I took another picture.
Well, yeah, he has his camera, so...
Maybe I should suggest things he might have done to gain his trust. I wonder if he's stolen anything or spied on anyone or her. Oh, I feel like we should have asked something different there, you know. Oh no, we can. Sick. I'd steal things.
Yes, I would steal too. And I have stolen. I ran out of milk, so I thought I'd go to the local all-night shop and get some more. I was absolutely intending to pay.
Oh, you bad boy.
But when I got there, everyone was frozen. I thought about leaving money on the counter, but that seemed weird. The cashier would wake and suddenly this money would have appeared from nowhere. But I've stolen bigger things.
Oh, well, I mean, we do know that Elin was accused of stealing. So maybe it was Bryce.
Who the fuck buys milk at midnight?
He did it. Also, what?
Good enough for me.
Yeah. What shops open at midnight? Right. Well, let's do the spying one next.
Well, that makes me feel a little better. There's a young mother, divorced, who lives opposite me. Jessica. She's friendly and says hello to me, smiles. I've always wondered what she looks like naked. So 1 hour, I broke into her house. She was standing in her bedroom. I took it as a sign. I took off her clothes and...
What did you do after taking off the...
I took photos of Jessica when she was naked. When I stripped her. When she was naked and frozen. I didn't want to have to do it again, to strip her again. So I took pictures to remind myself what she looked like. That's wrong, isn't it, Doctor?
How are we going to play this, Doctor? Are we going to make him a creep as well? Or are we going to just say, no, no, it's not wrong? Or say yes. Of course it's wrong to take those photos. But again, I'm like...
Do we want to kind of like almost like play on his side though?
Exactly, this is what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I think let's stay on his side.
Bailey, no chewing, come on. Bailey.
I'm not sure I agree with you.
Oh,
it's that bloody Dr. Dekker.
Oh, fuck.
He made me this way. It's all his fault.
You get a choice here. It's supposed to help patients, not encourage them. Is that the worst therapy ever?
Like I said, I originally presented with depression, and everything was going well for a while. Then Dr. Dekker changed.
Do you want to mess up your patients? How did Dekker change?
He was easily distracted during sessions, like he wasn't listening.
It's like,
I'm pretty sure
actually,
he wasn't listening.
I think
half
the
the
guy
time.
we're playing as needs the
I don't think
therapy.
he wanted to know about his patients anymore. But when he did give you advice, he told me to use my imagination, to make something up, to think something crazy, and it would become real. He told me to think of a way to get more time. So I did. But he pushed me. He made me think it.
I'm wondering if he's like imagining these photos then, imagining stealing milk.
Ha! That was just an example, Doctor. I'm sure you can come up with more exciting things to do than that.
Have you?
Fine, I go to 2 fairgrounds.
Yes, I suppose I've destroyed a few things whilst in the hour. You can be the perfect supervillain. Nobody knows it was you. Because you have to hope, don't you, Doctor? It's only the power of hindsight that made me realize how toxic it all was. And after a point, you go too far to be able to come back anyway.
Right. So we've got more people to meet. Jasmine, who are you?
I'm Jasmine. I don't come in that often. What happened to Dr. Dekker?
You killed him!
I don't want to tell her. I want to ask what was
We had a
Valentine's
display
Day
in the
first.
gallery based on
What's your problem?
Love Conquers All, so I had to work. Mainly it was a collection of giant
No
hearts
small talk,
sat
nothing.
on
Just
things,
what's your
but
problem?
I ran into another patient, Bryce. I'd never really spoken with him before, but he's quite an art critic. I couldn't get rid of him until I finished work at 11. There's actually
Wow,
another
so
guy
he's got an
takes
alibi as
over on the
well.
night shift. I'm not sure if
So-
he kept talking to
Claire
us.
or Nathan?
Providence is open 24 hours.
At the minute, yeah. At the minute, Claire or Nathan.
Or Lacey. Or Jaya, if Jaya can be.
Or Jaya, yeah. What's your
When
problem?
you see a painting, it stands still. When I see one, it's moving. Like a mini film. Like little vines. But when there's a person in the painting, they watch me. Normally disapprovingly. Because they don't think I know how to appreciate art. Because I'm too young.
Tell her to grow up.
How do you appreciate
Yes, of
art?
course. Otherwise I wouldn't be working in an art gallery. I love art. I love paintings. Like I said, they move for me.
It really does that every day. It like zooms in on someone's face. It seems really dramatic. They move for me. Tell me about Bryce.
There's not much to tell. I knew he was a patient here. I'd seen him in the waiting room a couple of times. He likes art and talking and looking down here instead of up here.
He might have just been reading the subtitles.
That's true.
When I want them to, normally. When I want to really get inside what's going on. But some paintings, I can't stop.
Can you imagine if real
I've
life
been
had
working on
subtitles
portraits
and we were
at
forever
home,
getting accused of
outside.
staring where we shouldn't?
But my paintings aren't so good. Nowhere near Providence standard. I painted a man, Dorian. You know, after Dorian Gray.
Oh, random little side note. I read that story very recently, within the past, 2 months. I know it's a classic and everything, but I didn't enjoy that read. The picture of Dorian Gray.
Yeah, it's kind of like the whole thing is basically like vanity, right? Like,
Yeah. It was just a plot that got dragged out way unnecessarily. And like sometimes you read these classics and you're like, why is this a classic?
I wanted to try and capture
yeah,
some of
like my
aging,
favorite
so
character
I
died halfway
divided the
through. I
face
was
into
like, oh,
thirds
great.
and painted a boy, his father, and his grandfather.
Oh, what? The
in
guy
each
that
third.
liked Dorian Gray?
It was hideous.
Yeah.
And it started talking to me.
I don't get me wrong, I really liked the concept of it, but I don't know, it just didn't
That I'm ugly.
didn't land for me.
That I have no talent. Nothing will become of me. Is that true, Doctor?
Out of curiosity, what are you two's favourite book genres? Go on, lad, do you want to go first on that? I don't know what she was talking about then, so I don't even know what to pick here.
Oh, she was like, oh, the paintings look at me like I've got no talent and I'm worthless. So let's say no, it's not true.
Yeah.
I hear it so many times with that wretched painting. It's in my head. But thank you. He was shy. And then less so. When I told him about my problem, he told me to set fire to it.
As for my favourite books, I don't really know about genres. Like, I guess maybe
you could
horror
have been more
because I like
specific.
Stephen King. My favourite book
tried to
though is
set
The
fire
Perks of Being a
to
Wallflower. So
Providence.
what's that?
At that time, I thought the only way to fix my problem was
I don't know,
what's
what's
fire
it
to the
about?
entire art gallery.
I've heard of it,
Several
but what is
paintings
Perks of Being a
didn't make it.
Wallflower?
Luckily, my boss didn't press charges.
Young adult, apparently. So I like
Police
young
did
adult.
arrest me though.
Right.
And what's my other favourite book is Submarine. So I guess that's young adult
My
as
boss,
well.
Petra.
Maybe young adult is my favourite.
She's just lovely like that. Providence has gone through some tough times, and I've only been there a
I
year.
think for me,
She invested her life savings, and it's
I think for
still
me it
not making any
varies,
money.
but generally
Such a sweet
I'm
lady.
talking
You'd do anything for her.
murder mystery, crime, whether it's fiction, non-fiction, horror as well. But actually at the minute I'm sort of going down memory lane with a book I'm reading. I'm sort of going back through books that I did at school. So I'm actually reading Goodnight Mr. Tom. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that before.
I've seen the film for that. Yeah.
Yeah, we did it at school, and we did the book as well, and I'm reading that at the minute. It's a good read.
No. Why are you saying that? I don't even know if Petra has insurance.
Where are we up to on here? 2 hours 18.
Dr. Dekker told me to burn it. It was nothing to do with Petra.
I think I might run through these characters, and then when it gets to next chapter, call it a thingy. Why doesn't she destroy Dorian? Did the painting of Dorian get destroyed in the fire?
I already ripped up the painting. It screamed as I cut it. And now whenever I close my eyes, I can see it, hear it. I need the tablets, Doctor. I need them. The temazepam, the sleeping tablets. The ones you gave me last time.
I didn't
Dr.
give
Dekker
anything
gave them
after.
to me. They helped.
What?
I know
Oh,
it's
I
in my
see.
head. I know paintings can't talk. What's wrong with me, Doctor? Why do I do this?
Why have we got a random shot of her knee there? It's like a director's take. Let's get a picture of the knee here.
Thank
I'm easily thinking maybe we can parody this.
Oh, I know.
The
Tell me about it.
prescription, please.
Oh, God.
Oh. When? How? Sorry, you probably don't know, do you?
Dekker was
Ouch.
stabbed. Ouch.
Didn't
Is
really
that
know
the
him that
best
well.
you could come out with?
I'm trying to remember what I was doing on Valentine's Day now.
Didn't you literally just say that you was at the thingy with Bryce? Okay, let's meet Lacey. Come on.
I'm
Who
Lacey
are you?
Hendricks. So you don't know about me then?
No. I should tell Jasmine that. Oh, we've done all that, haven't we? Just to double check. Yeah. Okay. No, about
Where to start? My next door neighbour in Jobson Hill, where I live, she was murdered. 80, and they diversion burgled her.
Believe me, Fleecy, we've
But
already
she
got
was wise to
ideas
it and
for
started calling the police.
shape-shifting detective parodies,
They
and
slit her
I won't
throat
say
with a
anymore
bread
because
knife.
it'll be a nice surprise for when we do it. But
So I started a neighbourhood watch.
yeah,
It was me and Agnes. Everyone else thought we were overreacting. If they want their throats cut,
God,
that's up
I'm
to
yawning
them,
so
living in their
much.
bubbles. But Agnes... Poor Agnes.
just cut to the chase. What
I
were
was
you
at
doing?
Henley Church. They had a service that ran right up till midnight.
Can anyone
For
verify
us
it?
less fortunates without a love in their life.
Well, the only people that have not got alibis so far are Nathan and Claire, right?
Do you have someone, Doctor? Do you have a love in your life?
Yes.
Keep 'em safe. You never know who's going to come knocking on your door.
Have you got any favourite characters so far? I don't know if it's biased because I recognise her from Shapeshifting Detective, but honestly, Mariana's up there. I sort of like Jaya as well. Beyond that though, yeah, not really.
I was gonna say the same. Like in the first one, I gravitated towards Claire. She had a mystique about her. But in the second session, all she spoke about was like her husband, not herself. So it
She
fell off a
went
little bit for
missing,
me.
and still is.
Yeah.
And that's what people think. But it's not the truth. It killed them. It looks normal enough. A smartly dressed, door-to-door saleswoman. I know because I heard my other neighbours shout at her. No Jehovah's! They think anyone knocking is a Jehovah.
It's something that I'd
But she
noticed
said she was
with
selling double glazing.
Shapeshifting Detective. Sometimes I'm not sure it helps introducing characters in later. So I'm hoping that Lacey, Jasmine, you know, they do actually come strong.
No, I didn't answer the door. Best not to nowadays. But I watched her go to Agnes's. Poor Agnes. She let her right into her house.
If she's saying that it's a female, then it might be that it is Claire.
I could only see the silhouette. It turned from a person into a, well, it looked like, I guess you'd call it a Medusa. Snakes for her face. And Agnes just fell to the floor. A few minutes later, the woman left, smiling like the cat that got the cream. That was the end of Agnes. I saw it with my own eyes. What more proof do I need? You're starting to sound like Dr. Dekker. He didn't believe me either. I didn't have much luck with him, like I said. He didn't believe me. He thought I was having a hallucination caused by the stress of my neighbour being so brutally murdered. Where is Agnes, though? I haven't found her, have they? Have they?
Tell you what, random point, lad. You know that show that I've told you about before, you've seen a couple of episodes for, Inside Number 9? It's the final ever episode tonight.
Oh, sweet.
We'll be tuning in at 10 o'clock. Oh, God, I'll stretch before we carry on.
Like British Black Mirror. Well, no, because Black Mirror is British, actually. But yeah, it's like a TV Black Mirror.
Yeah, it's just like an anthology. Some of the episodes are comedy based, some of them are actually very dark and cover dark themes. There's usually like a twist at the end of the episode. So if you guys haven't heard of it, you're looking for a TV series, then I do recommend Inside Number 9. Yes, they found Agnes. No, they didn't find Agnes.
What? That can't be possible. Is that true? Why don't I know about it then? When was this then? Is she alive? Her useless husband is? Don't know much about him, other than the fact that he looks at me like I'm 6 foot under every time we meet. He doesn't seem too bothered she's gone missing either. He did at first, when the police were crawling around. But now they've gone, that stopped. If I hadn't seen that thing eat her, I'd... No. He's a weaselly little man who spends far too much time in his garden. It's probably like the National Trust back there. The constant digging and building, pruning and sawing.
Have you, this is going to sound terrible, this. Have you been listening to this woman, mate?
Yeah.
So you know what's going on? Because...
What a thing to say.
I don't know.
Why would you say that?
I feel like I'm
I kept watching
off.
the front door after that saleswoman had left and...
The last bit I remember is about the, you know, the silhouette of a woman.
And you can't get out the back since the council sold the garage block.
I'd be a terrible
Ron's
therapist.
a gardener, not a killer. Unless...
Oh, will you stop doing that?
Agnes said Ron was laying the foundations for a new greenhouse. You don't think...
Body's been buried there. Dun dun dun.
Well, first she was like, oh, I started a neighbourhood watch with my friend Agnes. Snake Lady came and killed Agnes. I don't think it's Agnes's husband, though, because he just cares too much about his garden. And then now she's like, oh, but he did build a greenhouse, though.
Does it say anything here? No. What about... No, it's not offering hints either.
I should ask about the neighbourhood watch. So can we type something?
Neighbourhood... I think it might... I might be wrong here, but it might... It might show us an old clip. I'm just going to type in neighbourhood.
It was me and Agnes.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone else thought we were overreacting. If they want their throats cut, that's up to them, living in their bubbles. But Agnes... Poor Agnes.
But nah, for real, honestly, I do rate it Inside Number 9. It's probably one of my favourite TV shows going, actually. But like I say, it's like the last ever episode tonight. Right. You think Agnes is in the foundation?
I need to call the police. I need to call them now. But they won't listen to me. I tried to tell them about the monster, but they didn't believe me. They won't believe me about this, I promise you.
Pardon?
Please, could you call them, Doctor?
Sure.
Thank you, Doctor. Now give me a pen and I'll write down the details for you. Don't you want to know why Dr. Dekker called me the leech lady?
sucked the life out of everyone you spoke to.
He said that I leech thoughts from people, suck 'em right out of their heads.
I was pretty right.
And I can put thoughts in there too. I'm not that clever though, am I, Doctor? I mean, it's not as if I was having an affair with Ron and Agnes was in the way and needed to disappear. So I made this story up. I mean, what do you think I do for a living anyway?
You sell double glazing?
Doctor, you're so good. We're going to get on just fine.
No questions. Right. Last one.
On Valentine's Day, Dr. Dekker had a session with Claire Castleford at 11 and that nurse, Elin, at 3. Everyone else cancelled. You should see this place Christmas Eve.
Ah, well,
I was at
it's
home
looking...
though, so I don't actually know who came in. Dr. Dekker did phone and ask me for Nathan's number, which is a bit strange.
It's looking likely it's Claire, right?
Yeah, she's my prime suspect.
It's looking... Yeah, did Dekker call Nathan the day he's murdered? I should ask Nathan. Who the frick... Oh, of course, the guy at the very start. Fuck, yeah, I completely forgot about him.
Hey you, thanks for helping me with this grief thing. I'm not sure I have it though.
What's this? You can't just pick the next option, or sometimes you have to re-watch. Oh god, we can see Jack's leg. I thought Liam showing his feet was bad.
We leave it all out on the bottom.
a bit of leg.
I don't really know where to start. I feel a bit numb.
Oh god.
Maybe we should just talk about him.
The professionalism is just slowly slipping away. What was Dekker like?
It hadn't even been a year. He was a quiet, solitary man. A good listener, as I suppose you'd need to be. His confidence did grow as time wore on, but that's what you'd expect after you've fitted in. I mainly miss our chats. He used to work late with me and tell me things about the patients, things that I probably shouldn't have heard, but did. What do you think of the patients? Nah, perhaps you shouldn't say. You can ask me. Go on, I'll tell you what I think.
Yes, lad.
You're welcome. Get that shit out of here. We don't want that.
Tell me about... I think Claire's the prime suspect, right? So, let's ask
Claire seems to be shaken by something. You know, I offer her drinks every time she comes in, but she always refuses them. It's as if she just wants to come in, get her session over with, and then run off to do something else. It's a bit rude, isn't it?
What's Bryce's story?
I think Bryce has a lot of misdirected anger. I don't think I like him that much. You know, sometimes when things overrun, he's outside waiting for you, and he stares at me as if he's undressing me with his eyes. You know, he's not the first person that's done that.
I did remember
still,
that.
you know,
I just
feels
can't
worse
remember
coming
who
from
it
him.
was that sold the double glazing. I don't know if you guys missed it, but Lady said the lady who killed her neighbour sold double glazing. Yeah. Was that Claire? Do you remember, mate? Was it Claire that sold double glazing, or was it someone?
Oh, what was Claire's job? So it's
Who's
not
Jasmine
Mariana.
again? Who's Jasmine? That was the one at the art thing, wasn't it? Someone definitely mentioned double glazing along here.
So Nathan works in a shop. Bryce is a great
Mariana
digger.
is a
Mariana
special
works at a
girl.
bar.
You know, there's something about her that just makes you want to follow her. Maybe that's what a trendsetter looks like. Elin seems like a lovely person. I'm not really sure why she's here.
Elin is like the Oscar of shape-shifting detective.
Yeah.
In it. It's like the game wants you to say, forget about her. It's not her. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I just want to cuddle Nathan all up. He's such a mess. He's always in the same clothes. You know, he barely talks to me though. It's the same hello every time. He reminds me of Tom.
Who's Tom?
Tom was a quiet mess, like Nathan. Youngish, in his early 20s. He taught piano, but he did have a strange hobby. Tom liked to base jump. That's basically falling from a huge building or mountain and pulling your parachute before you hit the ground. He started to think he could fly. Dr. Dekker tried to talk him out of it, but Tom had to prove his point. So one day, Tom decided to base jump without a parachute. Can you guess what happened?
He flew.
He did
flew.
die. He was hit by a rock from further up the mountain. He never got to fly. Nathan thinks he knows what his problem is too, but if he's not careful, he'll get hit by that rock. I wish I'd said goodbye.
Is there someone you wanted to
I wish I'd said goodbye to Dr. Dekker. It was so sudden. You know, here, then gone. He resigned anyway, but that's not the same, is it? Dr. Dekker resigned shortly before his murder. It's sad, but doctors come and go and only poor Jaya remains. I've got his resignation letter somewhere.
You basically got
I do all the hiring and firing around here. Well, Professor Alderby and the Trust technically do that. Professor Alderby is a trustee.
When Lacey said that, wasn't she kind of
Did
joking?
I not mention
Like,
that?
Did I just invent it? I don't know. I just have to say, she was talking really cryptic.
We'd worked late together on all sorts of things. He was preoccupied with finding patterns in patients, trying to find some kind of order.
You know what? Let's go back to Claire, and I'm just going to type in double glazing, and then it will show a clip, won't it? Double glazing. Here we go. Double glazing.
I see what you're trying to do, but I really don't know anything about that.
What? No one knows about the double glazing.
Mainly he was
But the thing
searching
is, though, I
for
don't know,
a
it's
common
tough to say,
experience
but-
the patients might have had. That's what led them to his office. He'd study everything, even the referral letters. Yes.
Read the main part.
Letters, parking tickets, holiday destinations. I find those referral letters. He was sure there was a pattern in them.
You've got new evidence, can't you, viewer? And I think Felicie wants to do the double glazing on Lacey, mate.
On Lacey, right. Boom. Double.
I don't know. I didn't answer the door. Best not to nowadays. But I watched her go to Agnes's. Poor Agnes. She let her right into her house.
She let her right into her house. It's weird. The double glazing thing has definitely come up before, and I don't.
It smashed.
Is that it? Right. Okay.
So you watched
Yeah,
the
so,
tapes?
Sonia says
Gold
you've got
star
new
for
evidence,
you.
can't you, viewer?
Oh, we've got new evidence. Oh yeah, there's a little exclamation mark. Right. Dekker's resignation letter. To whom it may concern, please accept this letter as notice of my intention to resign from this position. Dr. Dekker, 11th of February. Is that the 11th of February? That was the day he died?
Died on Valentine's Day, so 3 days prior.
But she just said that it was shortly before, right? He got murdered. Like on the day he got murdered. Or am I remembering that wrong? For real. I'm going to put in double glazing for this woman.
I don't know about that, Doctor.
No, okay.
She was cuddling him like he was 6. He's 25. Most of the patients are suspects, according to the police. Almost all the patients are referred, and some of them are privates, but Dr. Dekker didn't introduce any of them.
You see how, like, some of the characters have got green lights next to them and some of them have got orange?
Yeah.
Is that an indicator to say that you've not got all the information that you could get from them?
Oh, I don't know. Wait, so some of them are green, some of them are orange, right?
Yeah, look, Jasmine and Lacey have got green lights. Everybody else has got amber lights.
Yeah, I do wonder what that means.
Perhaps you should ask someone else a question. To be honest, what are we looking at time-wise here? We're at 2 3/4 hours. I think this might be a good place to stop and leave it there. And then it looks like we've got another chapter to go into as well for next time. So I think we'll leave it there today, guys. I don't know when we're going to next get together to do this, but, you know, probably fairly soon.
But early shout though, Claire.
Early shout, I think Claire so far. It's looking like Claire. Have you guys, obviously don't spoil it, but have you guys got any idea as to who you think the murderer is so far based on what we've done?
Yeah, I do know that like people who play these games a few times can kind of suss it based off of certain dialogue elements, so...
Yeah. Some of you... Right, some you have to use the keyboard to get everything out of them. It means not information, nothing information, too much information based on colour. Like crazy too much. Okay, so we've actually... I'm assuming green means you've got everything that you need to. Amber is there's definitely more information that we can get. So
Felicia
whether
thinks
that's...
they know who it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Bella's with me. She's asleep.
Oh, hey, Laura.
Yeah. I know a few people it isn't, but I still don't know who the killer is. I might have an idea. Okay. Well, yeah, like I say, we'll leave it there. Maybe next time when we boot up, we'll start, like, typing some questions to people to see if that gets the ball rolling, like, before we move into the next chapter. But, I mean, yeah, guys, there we go. That absolutely flew by. I can't believe it's been, what, pushing 3 hours that we've been live playing this thing. But that's can only mean a good thing, right? It's obviously pretty good. So, having said all of that, I think we'll jump off now. Before we do, though, lad, have you got anything that you wanted to add in terms of channel stuff this week? Get the fans excited?
I guess tune in tomorrow. We've got the Life is Strange gameplay reveal, I guess. So, we're not going to be releasing a video at 4 PM like usual, UK time. We are going to be making a video slightly afterwards. Jack can't make it, unfortunately.
No.
But I will be joined by the lovely Anya, so get a fresh reaction.
So there we go, guys. Yep, look out for that tomorrow. On Sunday as well, you've also got Until Dawn Remastered video coming as well. So do keep an eye out for that. But honestly, thank you all. Whoever's been in here joining us for this whole time, thank you very much. Always good doing these. I'm glad we've got another FMV underway as well. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Keep an eye on the channel. We'll let you know when we're going to do part 2. See you later, one and all.